what was your process? Because I would imagine you'd have to study cops, and with the climate that we're in today, how did you take that negative and create this good cop?
Well, I shadowed an actual detective in South Central Los Angeles. I did ride-alongs with him, I interviewed him, I spent a lot of time with him because, as you can tell, I'm not African American, I don't have an American accent. And so that was something I had to get right. But when you're doing an accent, certainly for me, it's not just about getting the sound, it's about getting the idiosyncrasies. You know, what are the quirks of his personality that I can get? So I taped him, I followed him around, I observed him a lot. So that's one of the things that I did. But yes, when I play roles, especially when they're fairly intense ones, I tend to stay in the character. So even though I live in LA and we shot in LA, I moved out of my home because I didn't want to subject my wife and kids to the headspace that I was in, and I stay in it. And it's the price I feel I have to pay for, you know, Nightingale, Dr. King. I felt the need to do that as well. And also just practically speaking, you know, to be going from this accent to that accent on a set, you know, I never want to be second guessing whether I'm getting those sounds right. And I don't want other people who I'm acting opposite to be going, oh, wow, he was just British 2 minutes ago. Now he's interesting. So, you know, it's not comfortable for me, I'll tell you that. I feel like a bit of a pretentious so-and-so, because the first time I worked with someone who did that was Forrest Whitaker on The Last King of Scotland. And he stayed as Idi Amin the whole time.
I can't even imagine.
You don't want to imagine. I mean, it was great for the movie, but hell for everyone else. I remember being in the hotel in Uganda, walking up to him and going, hey, Forrest, and he went, he literally made that sound. I was like, I'm not speaking to you for the rest of the film. You know, and so that's quite something to be around. But you know, when I did Lincoln, I saw the fact that Daniel Day-Lewis did the same thing, and I just thought, wow, there is a reason why these guys are throwing down these amazing performances. It's because it has to cost you. It's not just, you know, you can play roles where, here's the difference for me. You're one of two actors. You're either someone who goes to the character, or the character comes to you. And if you go to the character, that is immersion. That is when it is going to cost you. For me, I don't feel like I've played a role fully unless a part of myself is lost to the character. If I'm bringing the character to me, I think what ultimately happens is you put a shelf life on your career as an actor. People are going to get bored of you because you are consistently playing variations of yourself. I have no interest in that whatsoever. So if it's going to cost me, and I've chosen to do this job, and I have the privilege of being offered roles like this, then I just have to step into it.
Well done.